Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. We're back on Orkney for this week's task. Straightforward one. What I want you to do is identify the feature circled, which is that feature there, and see if you can pinpoint on the map where the photo was taken from. So we've got the Ordnance Survey 1 to 50,000 for this task. So fairly straightforward. We're obviously looking down from a high point onto Grahamsay, and we can only be looking from southwest, looking northeastwards. So that's quite easy. In terms of what we're looking for, well, we were looking for something on the far side of the island. We just have another quick look on the map. So there's the top of a most northerly point coming down, and probably 2/3 of the way down on the far side over the other side of the island as we look. So let's have a look at that. So that's the most northerly point, and then coming down 2/3 of the way down. So we're actually looking at that, and if you can see there's a little lighthouse symbol. So that's what we're looking at. That little white thing sticking up on the photograph is a lighthouse. So that's fairly easy. I think most people would get that, and it makes sense. We're looking from high ground, but whereabouts are we looking from? Here or over here? And a lot of people straight away said, well, we're looking from the summit of Ward Hill, because that's probably a natural place to go and take a photo from. But are we actually there? Let's have a look a little bit more closely and see if we can work this out. So I want you to look at this little area of land sticking out here on this side of the island. So what we're looking at there is this here. So where is that area of land in relation to the lighthouse and where we think the photo was taken from? So let's wonder if we could be on this point here. If we were to draw a straight line across to the lighthouse, we note that this sticking out piece of land would be to the right as we look. Okay, so that'd be our line of sight, the red arrow, and this sticking out piece of land would be away to our right. Well, if we look at the photograph, straight line of sight across to there, and this sticking out bit of land is to our left as we look. So that rules out the first hill. We couldn't possibly be on here. What about, could we be on the summit of Ward Hill looking straight across there? So if we do the same again, if we were to go in a straight line from the top of Ward Hill, imagine we're flying, we'd actually go right over this spit of land sticking out to get to that lighthouse there. And again, we don't do that on the photograph. So if we flew in a straight line from here, we wouldn't go over that spit of land with the pier sticking out. It would be away to our left. So we can't be on the summit of Ward Hill. So we need to have a rethink. So could we be on the high point here, on the House of Coyoa, however we say that, apologies to my Scots friends. Yes, that makes more sense because we're looking out across and this spit of land with the pier on it is away to our left. So yes, we could be on there, but there's one thing we need to be a little bit more attentive to. So if we just have a look on the photograph again, and that is this bit of land ahead and to our right. So it looks like there's a bit of land roughly the same height, a little bit below us, but to our right. Now if we were on this high point here, we're just looking down a ridge, so there'd be no land ahead of us to our right. At roughly the same height. So let me just zoom in a little bit to show you on that one. So if we were on here, the ground ahead of us will be dropping away steeply to the right, and it doesn't, there's that little bit sticking out. So the photo was actually taken in this little saddle here, just between the S and the O, the letters there, looking across, and that little bit of land that we could see is just this section here ahead and ever so slightly below us, but protruding out there. So that was the answer there. Yeah, photo taken from there looking along. So I think sometimes it's easy just to jump to an answer. The most obvious answer isn't necessarily the right one. So Ward Hill doesn't make sense because of that spit of land sticking out there. So it's always worth looking a little bit more into the details before you make your decision. But I hope you found that interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and as ever, look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.